shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Deep in my heart, I do believe that we shall overcome someday. And we'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand one day. Deep in my heart, I do believe that we'll work hand in hand one day. And we'll break down the prison walls. We will tear down those prison walls. Together we will tear down the prison walls on that day. Deep in my heart, I do believe that we will tear down all those prison walls on that day. Deep in my heart, I do believe that we will tear down all those prison walls on that day. And the truth will set us free. The truth will set us free. Truth will set us all free on that day. And deep in my heart, I do believe that the truth will set us all free on that day. And we shall overcome on that day.
James Brown is dead.
You're in tune to a crackpot. Tell 10 to tell 10. 10 past 12, retweet to retweet. You're in tune with a crackpot and immortal technique. I've made contact with the Bold Randy shot. The Bold Randy shot from the USA, the one that was trying to go on last night. He's coming on soon, God willing. We'll also hopefully get somebody else coming on. Retweet to retweet, tell 10 to tell 10.
Without parole, upstate, shackled and
Tell them how it is
living in
immortal.
the hole, looking at the world through a crack. But fuck that, I'd rather shoot it out and get clapped. I've gone too far, there ain't no coming back for me. Auschwitz gas chamber full of Zyklon B. Just like the Spanish exterminating Tainos, raping the black and Indian women, creating Latinos. Motherfuckers made me out of self-righteous hatred, and now you got yourself a virus stuck in the matrix. A suicide bomber strapped and ready to blow. Lethal injection strapped down, ready to go. Don't you understand? They'll never let me live out in peace. Concrete jungle, guerrilla war out in the streets. Nat Turner with the sickle, pitchfork and machete. The end of the world, motherfucker, you not ready. This is the point of no return, and nobody can stop it. Malcolm Little when he knelt before Elijah Muhammad, the comet that killed the dinosaurs, changing the earth. They love to criticize, they always say I changed for the worse. Like prescription pills when you misusing them, nigga. The Templar Knights when they took Jerusalem, nigga, and figured out what was buried under Solomon's temple. Al-Aqsa, the name is not coincidental. I know too much, the government is trying to murder me. No coming back like cutting your wrists open vertically. How could the serpent be purposely put in charge of the country? Genetic engineered sickness spread amongst me. My people are so hungry that they attack without reason, like a fucking dog ripping off the hand that feeds them. Immortal technique is treason to the Patriot Act. So come and get me, motherfucker, cause I'm not coming back. This is the point from which I can never return, and if I back down now, then forever I burn. This is the point from which I can never retreat, cause if I turn back now, there can never be peace. This is the point from which I will die, succeed, live in the struggle. I know I'm alive when I bleed. From now on, it can never be the same as before, cause the place that I'm from doesn't exist anymore. This is the point of no return, nigga, you better believe this. Mary Magdalene giving birth to the children of Jesus. The evolution of the world, bloody and dramatic. Human beings killing monkeys to conquer the planet. The kingdoms of Africa and Mesopotamia. Machine gun your body with depleted uranium. This is the age of microchips and titanium. The dark side of the moon, in contact with aliens. I started out like Australians, criminal minded, broke into hell, tore it down and built a city behind it. Southpaw, murderous methodology, nigga. Remember that I'm just a man, don't follow me, nigga. Cause once you pass the point, you can never go home. You gotta face the possibility of dying alone. So tell me, motherfucker, how could you die for the throne when you don't even got the fucking heart to die for your own? It rains acid, one day the earth will cry from a stone, and you'll be looking at the world living inside of a dome. Computerized humanity living inside of a clone. This is the place where the unknown is living and real. Wormwood, the planet X, and the seventh seal. Universal truth is not measured in mass appeal. This is the last time that I kneel and pray to the sky, cause almost everything that I was ever told was a lie. This is the point from which I can never return, and if I back down now, then forever I burn. This is the point from which I can never retreat, cause if I turn back now, there can never be peace. This is the point from which I will die, succeed, live in the struggle. I know I'm alive when I bleed. From now on, it can never be the same as before, cause the place that I'm from doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, the empire is finished, no foreign lands to seize, so the greedy eye of England is turning towards the seas. 200 miles from Donegal, there's a place that's called Rockall, and the groping hands of Whitehall grabbing at its walls. Oh, rock on, Rockall, you never fall. For Britain's greedy hands, or you meet the same resistance like you did in many lands. May the seagulls rise and plug your eyes, and the water crush your shell, and the natural gas will burn your ass, blow you all to hell. This rock is part of Ireland, for it's written in folklore. Finn McCool took a sod of grass, he threw it to the fore. Then he tossed the pebble across the sea. Wherever did it fall, for the sod became the Isle of Man. The pebble's called Rockall. Oh, rock on, Rockall, you never fall. For Britain's greedy hands, or you meet the same resistance like you did in many lands. seagulls rise to pluck your eyes, and the water crush your shell, and the natural gas will burn your ass and blow you all to hell. Oh, the seas will not be silent while Britannia grabs the waves. Remember that the Irish will no longer be your slaves. Remember that Britannia well, she rules the waves no more. Keep your hands off Rockall, it's Irish to the core. Oh, rock on, you never fall. For Britain's greedy hands, or you meet the same resistance like you did in many lands. May the seagulls rise and pluck your eyes, and the water crush your shell, and the natural gas will burn your ass and blow you all to hell. Oh, rock on, you never fall. For Britain's greedy hands, or you meet the same resistance like you did in many lands. May the seagulls rise and pluck your eyes, and the water crush your shell, and the natural gas will burn your ass, blow you all to hell.
I want the world to know you won't beat us, because we're the children of those that took the worst form of slavery and brutality that ever lived, that ever existed. Our parents survived the Middle Passage. Only the strong got here, and then we lost our name, our culture, our religion, and we're still here. So you may have a momentary victory, Mr. Bush, but you don't know who we are.
I pledge no allegiance. Fuck the president's speeches. What the industry did to Pac, they did to Jesus. Raping his vocals and then destroying the message. Trying to deport us.
Retweet. And settling down here for the night. And we're going to get a couple of good brothers on here. The first one. Let's see. Go this over here. And we'll do this. We'll get this first brother on in a few minutes. Stay there, Bush.
Ghetto, the gulag, the new hood, where they send us to live. Cause they don't give a fuck about none of our kids. That's why blacks and Latinos get the worst education, while devils run America like birth of a nation. Affirmative action ain't reverse discrimination. That shit is a pathetic excuse for reparations.
Come on, Bin Laden didn't blow up the projects. It was you, nigga. It was you. Bush knocked down the towers. It was you, nigga. It was you, motherfucker. Bin Laden didn't blow up the projects. It was you, nigga. It was you. Bush knocked down the towers. It was you, nigga. It was you, motherfucker.
They say the terrorism revolves around the Quran, but that's stupid. I show you why it's totally wrong. Cause if this country was invaded and crumbled, I'd turn Harlem into a Colombian jungle. And I wouldn't be fighting for a Christian nation. I'd be fighting for survival from extermination. I wouldn't fight for Fox News, them racist niggas. I'd be fighting for the hood, for the faceless niggas, for the immigrants America loves to despise, even though it needs them to make the economy rise. They feed us genetically modified garbage, so I repetitively reload the cartridge. Boston, New York, down to Atlanta.
Hello. Tommy Gold here, Glasgow Radio Online. You're live to the planet. How you doing, my man?
I'm fine, good.
What's happening? You tell your real name, or you just going incognito? Who's going down tonight? Who's this? You can be incognito like me. You can be as incognito as me. You can tell us your real name, or you can just say, I'm half-wit Fangita, whatever. What's going down?
I'm just the Frankie boy for Twitter. That's me.
The who?
The Frankie boy for Twitter.
What, the real Frankie boy?
I am the Frankie boy, not the Frankie boy.
So you're not the, you're the. So what's the difference then?
There's soap in the rope, and I don't do coke.
So what did you do? So you're confusing the fuck out of simpleton like me. So there's the Frankie and there's the Frankie, and so you're the or you're the D?
I'm the, not the.
Right. So what does that mean then? A fucking untrained Fangita?
Well, the Frankie boy was the guy that took in against the Huns in New Year 1988. Right. So.
Oh right. So you're even better than this cunt then, aye?
I don't know, you need to ask some of the birds out there.
Some of the birds out there? Oft. Have you got more birds than him?
I don't like that.
Your bird sitting beside you?
Maybe these days he's looking a bit old.
Yeah, I saw him a couple of weeks ago storing in Bath Street trying to pull. He's still at it, the old cunt. He's still going for it.
He's still wearing the Primark suits and all.
So you've been doing the parody account. How long have you been doing it for?
I just started doing it when about the Olympics, so for 2 years.
And did you not get banned?
It started off as like a parody, and then it kind of grew arms and legs, and I kind of turned it into something else. It's kind of developed over the last 2 years, but you know, people get a laugh. I get a laugh. I like bam with the hands up. So, and anybody that talks pish, then I just spread their nonsense, and everybody else can attack them, and I just sit back and watch.
So who put this out on your Twitter? If you're handy with the fingers, get fucking Twitter in your account, right, and put it on Tommy singing, and I'll retweet it, right? But so here the question that all the dirty perverts out in the huddle board and beyond want to know is, where do you get the pictures for your dirty cunt? You get fucking some out of pictures. Some out of poontang you've got going down there, I'm telling you. Is it personal? Is that personal stuff?
I can't reveal my secrets and how that comes about.
Tell us, come on.
I mean, I get all sorts of abuse. People go, you're sitting on porn sites all night posting pictures. No, there's nothing I do that nobody else couldn't do. It's just I know how to do it, and others don't.
Frankie Mackerel, Dr. King Schultz has just put it on there. Right, so get retweeting, get your fingers out there as well. Get fucking putting it out there. So you're thinking of getting into doing this yourself then? Is that what you're thinking of doing, Frankie boy?
I'm thinking I don't want to tread on people's toes, and I mean I don't want to go on when people go to their own shows and whatever. I'm thinking about doing something myself, but you know, something a wee bit. You know, I mean, you do the music and all that as well, and the old school tunes. I like all that, but plenty select chat. So I don't know whether I'm going to do it after the games or maybe a Friday night or something, or I don't know, just whatever people want. But I'm just kind of starting to put it all together. I've still got some equipment I need to get it off the ground. But
so what are you doing? Like once a week, or you just try to do a wee night for an hour or two or something?
I just once a week. You know, I mean, I'm not going to let it take over my life. I mean, but once a week's plenty. You know, if there's something, don't get me wrong, if there's something big to talk about, then you know, let's get talking. So.
You should, mate. The more crackpots out there doing it, the better. I mean, I've always said that.
Exactly. The more shows like yours means less audience that the likes of fucking Super Scoreboard get, you know what I mean?
Aye, mate, aye. And it's always an addition, because the amount of cunts, see the amount of people that's across the planet, you know what I mean? They just want to hear a couple of Glaswegians talking about either Celtic or life or whatever, you know what I mean? So,
exactly. I tune into you. I tune into some of the other Celtic podcast shows and stuff like that. And I like to listen, because a lot of the guys know their stuff, and they talk more sense than some of the guys that get paid to do it, you know?
That's it, mate.
So,
I know. Because we're doing it for the heart, mate. I mean, these cunts are out there just fucking saying shit to get paid, mate. I mean, they don't believe in it. They just fucking say anything like that. Here, they're just doing it to get the fucking money and walk out the door, I mean.
I mean, you get Radio Clyde, they've got to adhere to both audiences, and so they just pander to all the fucking zombies, you know what I mean? All this shite that it's not the club that's dead, it's the company that's dead and all that nonsense. Bollocks, man.
I know,
Rangers died. The sooner they get it into their heads, the better. You know what I mean?
That's the bottom line, isn't it? But they're never going to fucking.
Aye. Nah.
They're never going to accept it, mate. I know.
They're too stupid. That's what's wrong with them.
Would you blame the schools, mate? Didn't you? I went to Catholic schools.
There's guys out there, and they know who they are, because I listen to their shows. They've put more truth out there about what happened to them than the media did. But because it comes from us, they don't want to know about it. They think it's bullshit, and then they come up with all this state aid nonsense, you know. But hell,
you're not looking forward to them coming back, you know, in the next season. I mean, it'd be good if they get delayed, mate. If fucking Hearts and Hibs could come up.
I hope they finish. I hope they fucking finish fourth or something like that.
Fingers crossed, mate.
I mean, they think they're going to get back up. The worst thing that could have happened to them is Hibs getting relegated, because I think they'll struggle.
I know, mate, hopefully anyway, because McCoist is just the fucking worst manager ever, mate. I mean, long may it continue, mate. Everybody can see how just fucking shite he is, mate.
He's just a fucking creepo, boy. I can't go, man. It's just, he comes across with this cheeky chappy nonsense, but he talks pish.
I know, mate.
I mean, you imagine Celtic having a manager that used to sit in a panel, a question of sport. Give me a break, man.
I know, mate, he's a fucking half-wit. I mean, it's a lot of the stuff he comes out with, it's quite provocative, but there's nobody in the fucking media that'll pick it up on it. I mean, I've got the Fanny's number, mate. I've got the Fanny's number and the shites. A couple of times I've phoned him and got him actually on the phone, and he just fucking went like that. He sat there and just went, and just put the phone down, mate, because he was told by the cunts there, like Imran Ahmed and fucking Stockbridge, who know me and spoke to me, like, just fucking, if you get a number that's coming through, it's got to be that cunt, because he's getting every cunt's number. I mean, he's got every cunt's number. Fuck knows how he's doing it, but he's going to get yours sooner or later. So if you get a number, mate...
Listen, I've no idea how you do it, but hats off to you, mate. I mean,
it was easy, mate, as soon as I got...
It's what you do, because I'll not be phoning fucking David Murray or the Israeli consulate or whatever, you know, and try to get in about them. I'll leave that to you. You're the expert in that department.
No, well, see, after everybody gave the amount of numbers I got, mate, it was as if it was just that. It was just. I mean, can you remember that night at the call with the Craigie White people like, "What are you going to do next? What are you going to do next?" I'm like, "Well, I'll just fucking phone cons. If anybody's got a number, just fucking pass it here." And then I kept doing it on like Twitter or Huddle Board. I'm like, right, well, I'm going to do a show now. If anybody's got a number for some cunt, I'm on to phone. So I just get inundated. Cunts just phone me numbers for everywhere on the Huddle Board and Twitter. Just fucking everywhere I was gone, mate. People are just fucking here. That was some call. Here's a number. That I mean, fucking.
The good one was when you why I've not heard them all, I'll be honest, but I've heard a few, and the one you go Craig White was just class.
Oh, I know. But I'd planned that one, like the first one they call it, I did, and I was desperate to do a second one to get a podium, and like, I just couldn't get it together, and then the boys were going to release it to the media, and it was going to go out live that night, so it was my last chance, and like, the day previously I'd managed to get a podium by text, and then all of a sudden I was on it with the chance was on, mate, and I was fucking. I was like,
Greg White doesn't give a fuck. Honestly,
does he? Fuck.
He's a puppet. He was put in there.
Aye, mate, totally.
To do that job.
Totally, mate.
And he got a fat check. As far as I'm aware, because I know some people, and I know some people in high places, and as far as I've been told, he was getting a fat check put into Costa Rica. Now, his big front is Monaco, but Costa Rica's his real hangout, and that's what I heard anyway. I heard that 2 years ago before they went under, but
there's no two ways about it.
Because I run the type of account I do, people go, "Oh, you're talking shit, stick to the porn." You know what I mean?
See the key bit to me, mate, and it never gets mentioned, but I keep bringing it up because for me that was a telling bit for me, right? The day, if you remember it, when McCoy's, the rumours were he's going to fucking walk, and it was before, it was probably about right the time wise it would be 2011, so it was probably about either September, October, November, just when we were going through all the shit, and he must have been gone, what the fuck's going on here? And who appeared at Murray Park was all fucking Minty Boz himself, and he had an Ibrox tie on, if you remember right. So he turns up wearing an Ibrox fucking tie, and then McCoy's is all placated. I think he was a case of he's on a need-to-know basis, and he didn't need to know what was going on. But then I think he was close to blowing the whole fucking lid and fucking saying, right, I'm fucking storming out. And he'd have turned around and say, look, you're fucking part of the whole fucking plan. The reason why we put a stupid cunt like you in basically was to fucking let this cunt take the fall. You know what I mean? Because I reckon, I even go as far as saying is that cunt put the two worst, I mean, the two performances against the European teams, mate, fucking, it was as if White probably says to him, look, we don't want to go through, we need to fucking put this club under, and we can't afford to take the fucking money, we need to fucking do what we want to do. Because if you remember, the whole thing was about the tax case and bumping the tax man and just putting it under before the tax man would fucking ride him into the fucking hang, because he obviously, that's what he fucking did, he's obviously shat it and thought, these cunts are no letting up, I need to fucking just, and it seemed to me anyway, mate, that the fucking administration, the fucking thing had happened for fucking years before it, and if you look at all the actors and all the players in it, Duffin Phelps, David Greer, Masterton, everything just stinks to high heaven, mate. On you go.
Listen, whether we ever really get to the bottom of it, or I mean, I think some Celtic fans out there their names in the hat. They'll bring it to the surface, but the media will only run with it because they're a year away potentially coming back up, and that's all they want to know. And it's, part of me thinks the hierarchy at Parkhead think the same. You know what I mean? It's like,
well, did you hear that
they're
call
a year away.
that?
We've managed to sell about another 40,000 season tickets, so we should be able to scrape through this year without any real investment. They're coming back, and they're playing on the fact that they'll if they're running away with the league, it'll start to come out that the Old Firm game's coming back. But that's what I say to folk is Old Firm was today with two companies working together to try and maximise revenue. One of the companies died, so they said it's the company that died. So if that's the case, the Old Firm doesn't exist because one of the two companies died. So, but they want to make their mind up. But don't get me started on the rain board, man. I put it out there the other day that I think that a lot of Celtic fans have spent so much time concentrating on bamming up the Rangers fans and getting in about them that we've actually took our eye off what's happening at a rain place.
I agree with you, mate.
It feels to me that the club's getting downsized. They're selling. I mean, they sold Hooper and replaced him with Pookie. I mean, no offence to the guy Pookie, but he's no Gary Hooper. Gary Hooper proved it. Yeah. Pookie fucking 1 year at Schalke and they're like, nah, for us. And then we take him on. But
they sold one year mama and they fucking signed Boa Constrictor, mate. The fucking man that should have been called Tampax.
Have you heard the song?
In 1 week out fucking next to no, what was that? What's the song?
There's a song online for Bert the Richter. He's got a penis like a boa constrictor. I don't know who made that up, but it's quite clever. It's good.
Hold on. Randy's
I hope that boa constrictor doesn't swing, but it will probably fucking rattle his leg and put him out for another 6 weeks.
Shit. My phone's... See this boy, he's just phoned through there. Please tell me it's coming through at my mobile here. Stay there, boss, stay there, right? Hold on.
Aye, go, honey, boy.
He's phoned me 3 times and it's no cut through. Why is it no fucking on? There's this boy that goes on. Are you up for a bit, Frankie boy? Are you got a time? Hold on, this guy's just fucking. He's trying to phone through. Hold on. If I put him, hold on. I put the call options because I tell him my fucking phone through. See when I put the fucking first tune on, I phoned him before it. And then I put the first tune on and he's fucking phoned us straight away within about seconds. And I'm trying to talk to him. I was like, can you hear the music? He's like, no, I don't hear anything. He's talking away. I was like, well, I've got the fucking music blaring, so I can't hear you. I was like, phone me back and I'll divert the phone. I'm sat there waiting for fucking... Hold on. Let's see. Right, mate, well, can I get you back on once I've got this bod on? Because I was trying to get him on last night and he fucking... Give me about 10-15 minutes or whatever, right?
I've got your show on the laptop anyway, so...
Cool, bro, we'll continue this on, mate, right? Aye. Because this boy's fucking... He knows his onions about the fucking Zionists, mate, and I wanted to get a chat with him because the cunt's fucking... So give me about 20 minutes, mate, I'll get you back on, bro, right? We'll continue this.
No bother.
God bless, mate, right? Right.
Tommy?
Yeah, Randy, how you doing?
Sorry, I lost track of time, went and started posting something on Facebook. So, oh my God, I promised to call him right back.
No, it's cool. Listen, you're live to the planet just now. I hope you don't mind. I've got my own little internet radio show, Glasgow Radio Online.
Yes.
Are you okay to chat for a few minutes just now, my man?
Sure, I don't have a big problem. Why not?
Brilliant. Well, I watched your stuff there on Press TV and over the situation in Gaza, and I thought, this guy talks so much sense. So if you want to just take it from when I last heard you on Press TV about the Takfiri Christians, about the well, just start wherever, Randy, because I mean, just now I'm absolutely gutted what's going on in Palestine. But as I was saying to people last night, you know, there's been 2,000 people killed in Iraq, 2,000 people in Syria, God knows how many in Libya. This is just holy shit. What is going on here, Randy?
Well, I'm going to give you some pieces. It's not the whole picture, but I'll give you a very small fragment of what I'm looking at that seems to not be discussed. One of the biggest things that's got everybody confused, that it's not discussed, and it's not looked at or investigated, is what I call Takfiri Christians or Christian Zionist. Christian Zionist, and anybody can go to Wikipedia and look up British Israelism. There are all of these religious groups that emerged in the 19th century, or actually as early as the 1600s, and they came forward with views of who, in particular, the English people were. And there's this concept that English-speaking people, not necessarily you Scots or Celts, not people in Wales or in the Irish Republic, but there's a sense that they're a lost tribe of Jews. And so they've somehow been manipulated. There's a whole group of them. The Ted Garner Armstrong, they have a publication called Plain Truth, where they believe in British Israelism. And this is one dimension. America has its versions. These people feel that they are Israel, and they have a responsibility to make certain that a new kingdom of Israel exists. Okay, now there's a discussion of a New Jerusalem and so forth in the Bible, but you can't find anywhere in the Bible where it says people in Great Britain are a missing tribe of Israel. This is one of many of these ideas. The other game that's being run, that game goes back to right after the Civil War. A guy by the name of Schofield was picked up by some Zionist operatives. He's a con man, a fraud, pro-slavery, is a racist, he's a bigot. And they send him to Oxford, a person with practically no education. And he puts together what's called the Schofield Bible. The Schofield Bible isn't different from a lot of other Bibles, but it's how he interprets the notes and the information with books like the Revelation. So you have all these different concepts of end times, millennialism, dispensations that would go forever, but people can go look this stuff up. There are different American fundamentalist seminaries. One is Dallas Theological Seminary in Texas. There's another one that is in Chicago. The name will come to me in a second. It's a very famous company. They made their money off of farming, making farming instruments and vehicles. That name will come to me. But these are two dominant trends, and they have educated American pastors. Moody Bible Institute is another one. And they've taught people essentially the purpose of Christians is to support Israel blindly, no matter what. In order to be a good Christian, you must support Israel. They use this verse over and over again. I will curse those that curse you. This is some promise that God gave to Abraham, which means that if you disagree with someone that is Zionist, in particular if they're Jewish, God's going to get you. So these people will go along with anything because they don't want to be punished by God because of this curse on anyone that goes against what Jewish people want. Imagine that. So I grew up in such a tradition. And trust me, how do you make the Ten Commandments go with the murder of women and children? Someone's got to be wrong. Either I'm wrong as a Christian, or they're wrong, or maybe they're right and God's wrong, or whatever. Do you follow the chaos that must go through people's minds who get to the point of questioning? Let me go a little further. The other thing that has the Christian community completely confused is the gross stupidity of what being a Jew is or what Judaism is. The vast majority of people who call themselves Christian, when they think about Judaism, they limit themselves to what their ignorant ministers have told them, and that is the Hebrew Bible, the Old Testament, also called the Tanakh, which includes the Torah, the 5 books of the law, as well as the Genesis. People believe that is Judaism. It's just the Old Testament. That's it. That basically makes a lot of ways that we could better act or look at the situation. It would be very different if people didn't think, well, essentially Jews are Old Testament Christians. There's no such thing. But this is a kind of conversation, if you listen to American, almost neo-fascist Christian radio, that these are basically junior Christians and they're always right. And we ignore, I'm talking about to Christians here, why would Jesus say to certain people that they were children of the devil, or say that they were in the synagogue of Satan? Now, mind you, as an Orthodox Christian, I believe this guy Jesus is God. If he's infallible and never made a mistake, what was he talking about in the Jewish religious teachers of his day, where he would call them a brood of snakes, vipers, he would call them children of the devil? What was it that they were doing that would make him say that, inasmuch as he was a rabbi himself? What's making this conversation between Jesus and the Sanhedrin take place? Normally in services in churches, my father's a preacher, my mother's a preacher, my grandfather's a preacher, my grandmother's a preacher, my uncle's a preacher, and going all the way back. Different types, Episcopalian, Catholic, you name it. Normally people are not, we just see Jesus having these arguments, but it's not made clear to us what are they arguing about. Because we anachronistically look at the Old Testament and presume that everyone read a complete book, and therefore they were quibbling over things that were in the same book we're looking at, without considering the fact that there was an oral tradition of the rabbis that's not in your Old Testament. It was written several hundred years after the life of Christ, and it's called the Babylonian Talmud. The Babylonian Talmud is almost an anti-Bible. It puts Jesus as a wizard. He was a bastard. Mary was menstruating when she had this bastard kid from a carpenter. And by the way, Jesus wasn't really crucified per se. Whatever, he died in some bad way, and then he's in hell cooking in feces.
Can I just come in here, brother? Can you just come in here?
Sure.
Is it written in the Talmud that Jesus was an illegitimate child to Mary from a Roman soldier? Is that written down there somewhere?
I'm not familiar with the Roman soldier, but
that's what it says. I mean, that's what I've heard it written somewhere. But anyway, sorry to interrupt.
There's so many crazy stories and the Talmud isn't just any old set of books or teachings. This is the authoritative text of Judaism, not the New Testament, not the Old Testament, definitely not the New Testament. The Old Testament is marginal to Jews, to most Jews, which means that they follow a book that teaches that Mary is a whore, Jesus was a warlock that went to hell. If most Christians knew this, they would have a moral ethical crisis supporting Jews killing people, because and so they'd have to say, well, why are we doing this? Because we're told that we're not supposed to hate and kill and steal from people. This is what we see happening in Gaza and on the West Bank. So this Christian tack theories, people like this despicable minister, Reverend Hagee in Texas, Israel, you hear, if you go to certain churches here, you're told that you have to support Israel no matter what, or God's going to send you to hell. So there are people who don't want to go to hell, who will support genocide in Gaza because they're trying to be good believers because of the poor teaching or the systematic misteaching of what Christians are. Do you follow? And if one just, they don't have to read much. Any of your listeners can go to the Google, put in the word Talmud, Talmud, put in caps A&D, and Jesus and Mary. And they'll start to see things that were very difficult for me to believe or read. Who wants to believe that? And I need to say this to you, Tommy. My family is Jewish on both sides of my maternal lines. Okay? Both sides. So I don't run around having any hatred of people based on their religion or background. But I've got to be honest with what I find. Now, going further with this Talmud, the Talmud teaches that it is okay to steal from non-Jews. The Talmud teaches that it's okay to kill Christians. The Talmud uses the word goy, which means cattle, for Christians. Women, shiksas, which means cattle or whore. This is how all of us are spoken to or referred to in their authoritative sacred book. There's also sanction. They have another religious teaching in the halakha, which says it's okay to kill women and children. This is the only point I've been trying to raise in Press TV, not to say all Jews practice it, all Jews know, but some of what I see behavior of is consistent with what some people may be taught from their Talmud. There are Jewish rabbis in Israel right now who encourage the soldiers to kill everyone as an act of holiness.
Can I just jump in here again? Sorry, Randy.
Yes.
Are you aware of, and I'm aware that my pronunciation is always a bit lacking on it, but a rabbinical scholar that I think wrote in the Talmud, is it Maimonides? Am I saying that correct? Maimonides. And I've got this out of a book from a good Jewish brother, Noam Chomsky. I think it was World Orders Old and New. And a paragraph of that, he quoted, I think it was called, and again my pronunciation, if you can correct me, a Melmit mitzvah, which is a divinely ordained war where you are actively allowed to kill men, women and children. And following on that, and if you can confirm that or not, if you know about it, and then...
Yes, know. And that there is, they can have these wars and it is all good, meaning that taking and adding something to it, as a Christian, I can't side with evil because it doesn't matter who's doing it. If I systematically decide I'm going to give my loyalty and trust to people who want to do mass murder, then they become God. And so this is what I'm saying. The so-called Christian churches in the 1970s and 1980s and 1990s were challenging apartheid in South Africa because the Dutch Reformed Church taught that these people had the right to do whatever they wanted with the land because it was given to them by God. And they were found in 1990, 89 or 90, or thereabout, or 91, one of those 3 years. They ruled that the Dutch Reformed Church was a heresy. It was out of touch with God, and it was excommunicated from the World Union of Reformed Churches. To me, all of you that are believers, because that's who I'm directing this message to, should have no interfaith dialogue with any sect of Judaism that supports this kind of conduct against the people of Gaza or the West Bank. For God's sakes, this is wrong. We're not rejecting their religion or their right, but no one has the right to kill, steal, and take from others just for the sake of it. And the fact that it's written down and people apply it. There's a book, there's a good website called Information Clearing House.
Okay. Randy, sorry, just to jump in. There's a caller just come on here. Caller, if you're there, can you hear us if you want to jump in?
What the fuck is going on, man?
Who's this? Be polite. We're talking about the Zionists. What's your name? What's your point?
I'm in the fucking bed. What are you doing if you actually phone Tommy, you fucking crackpot?
Who's this? Is this you? Is that Jen there, aye? Who's mad?
You're fucking... I'm actually in the fucking loft.
It's the Queen's
new... If you actually phone Tommy, you obviously have because I can hear him.
It's a Queen's honours list. You've been awarded...
I am the Queen, Tommy. I am the Queen.
Yeah. Well, listen, I'm doing it...
on a list. I am the fucking Queen.
Listen.
Listen.
I am the Queen.
Has this actually happened?
It's my list, and none of you are on it.
Right, you're banned. I'm doing an interview. We're talking about Zionism and about Christian fundamentalism. What you got to say on it?
Hiya. I don't get a fucking clue.
Right, I'll let you go
Colour
now,
shoes
right?
got on, that's all I give a fuck about.
Right, catch you later.
Fucking.
Hello there, Randy. Sorry about that. This is it's a Glaswegian phone-in show. I thought we were going to get some interaction, maybe from one of our Jewish friends listening in, but no, it's just anyway. Crack on, Randy. On you go.
Well, it's less a concern. This isn't so much a discussion for Christians and Jews. This is a real discussion for so-called Christians and Christians. What are we supposed to do? Are we supposed to do what's wrong, or do we follow these teachers who basically say you must do everything that they need? Because you have to understand that there are many people who believe in the rapture. They have an eschatological or an end times belief that the temple needs to be rebuilt in Jerusalem for Jesus Christ to come and take us up to heaven. Now, in order to get that, there's supposed to be a war, which means that these people are literally giving all sorts of support because they want the Israelis to kill the Palestinians and the Arabs to make them angry enough for Armageddon to happen. So the Jews will get butchered and the Arabs will get butchered and the good Christians will be taken to heaven. People actually believe that. To me, even if this is true, for me to try to create mass death in order to attain some sort of religious fantasy escape from the earth, to me, is cruel. The scriptures say no man knows the hour that the Son of Man returned. So we can't give them bombs and grenades and missiles and have them kill people and say, well, you know, God's just going to come to the clouds. As soon as they kill Michelle of Hamas, we'll get World War III, and guess what? We're going to go to heaven. There are actually people who think this way and think that this shows compassion or good sense, and in reality it's quite dangerous. And it's deadly for Palestinians who are being blown to bits, many of them Christian. In fact, try to talk to some of these stupid American Takfiri Christians and mention to them that they're Syrian Christians and Palestinian Christians, and they put their fingers in their ears, because if they had to factor in the existence of Christianity in these places, means that it's wrong, which means that they somehow have this concept that it's okay to kill Muslims. And if they can pretend that Christians aren't there, then they don't have to get involved with the contradiction. There should be a contradiction if anyone's being killed. But you need to remember the same Christian Takfiris here are the same ones that supported apartheid in South Africa. They're the same ones that support racism and the ethnocide of African Americans and the Amerindians and others. The most vulgar, hateful people of all times are the same ones that support Israel.
Now, can I just interject there, Randy, if possible?
Yes.
Now, Britain, I've heard it described, it was actually by a Jewish guy who was working on, he works, it's called Ash on Talk Sport. It's gone back many years. And he said that the name Britain, or Britain, is actually two parts of that. The Bri and the Ton part it means a Jewish homeland. I don't know if you know that, but the history of Britain, I mean, or the leaders of Britain and what has happened to it, and from what happened from the Middle East, where it is said that these Semitic people, where they originated, I mean, the journey from the 2,000 years, I've spoke to a Rabbi Wise from the Notre Catre, a good group of Jews who despise Zionism.
In Brooklyn.
Yeah. A brilliant guy he was, and and he spoke about from what happened from 70 AD and the diaspora. But can you join the dots for people who are out listening there? This journey, and are they the real Jews that were walking about in Jesus' time? Are they the same Jews, or are they a fraud? Is this what How would you best describe it?
Well, you can't say everyone is a fraud, but there are different types. There's a lot of diversity in this community called Jewish. You have the Khazars, the largest group. These are people who have no real biological connection to the ancient Hebrews of the Levant. These people around the 7th, 8th century A.D., they had a kingdom called Khazaria. They converted to Judaism. Okay, it's not well known, but there was a pattern of people, Jews did convert other people to become Jews in earlier times. They don't do it now, but they did do it hundreds, if not thousands of years ago. So you had Jewish people all over the world. In fact, the concept, forgive me, Tommy, this idea of the Jews just going to Europe isn't completely true. If you look at Jewish history, the Babylonian Talmud, many of the Jewish people were carried off into Iraq, or what's modern-day Iraq, or the Fertile Crescent. That's where they were. They were in Babylon for hundreds of years. Some were in places like Italy. You had a population of people who were Jewish that lived in North Africa. These are often people who converted to Judaism. But then again, Jewish folks are mixed. If you follow their own story, they came out of Africa. So, I mean, if they're in Egypt, they're in Africa. You have a group of people in South Africa called the Lemba. They have the highest rate of Benjaminite DNA. And these are people that live in South Africa all the way down. So, forgive me, there's a bias in Europe of making everything, including, for that matter, bowel movement is white. If you talk to some of the arrogant British folks, nothing ever was anywhere but in Europe. So the smallest number of people, maybe there's some in Europe, but not quite like those that are called Oriental Jews. These larger numbers, aside from the Khazars, which is a kingdom that converted, and then they were in Russia and Poland, they're the larger group. They're the dominant group worldwide, this group that's called the Khazars. So you have the Sephardic Jews who are in North Africa and Iraq and in Yemen, who are darker, and some of them went to England, some of them were in Italy, some of them were in Spain with the Moors. But
can I just jump in on that bit as well, Randy, that I know just a little bit of Islamic text in Hadith, and one of the Hadith of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was that he went on a miraculous night journey from Mecca to Al-Quds, and he ascended to heaven, and on that miraculous night journey, when he went to heaven, and then when he came back, and the companions at the time were obviously very inquisitive and said, you went to heaven, can you tell us, what happened? And he said, I said prayers with all the prophets. And he said, and they asked, well, in Arabic they call it Isa bin Maria, and they said, and they asked him about Jesus, and he says, it was of the most magnificent dark skin complexion. And so, I mean, I take it as, my first wife, she's from Africa, West Africa, but, and there's many different types of skin colour in Africa, dark black or various shades of black. So I take it then from a Bedouin Arab to say that, then it most probably was that Jesus was probably, he was a black man, basically. How else can it be described? Would you go along with that theory, Randy? Is it more than a theory? Is it 100%, would you say?
Well, nobody's 100% anything, but just ask yourself, where is Gaza relative to the rest of the world?
Yeah.
Some people are going to call it Asia, but, I mean, just honestly, the people in Gaza have more in common with people in Morocco, or for that matter, Mali, than they do in China, Japan, or India. There has been an effort. There's a gentleman by the name, he's deceased, named Martin Bernal, who talked about the whole effort to remove any contribution of people of African descent to world history. So just no one ever did anything that was black. and therefore nobody in the civilization is black. So, of course, if Jesus did something, he can't be in any way black. He has to be something else. But when Chaim Weizmann was sharing with other people his observations of Palestine, he said that the Palestinians were Negroes. Well, Negro is Spanish for black. That's what he called them. It's very interesting when Count Volney of France was in Egypt with Napoleon, and they were talking about Egypt, and he says, well, Egypt reminds me of the blacks in the United States, or the Negroes of America. They have many different colors, but they're clearly not European. I would go one further to say to you, I don't know if you're aware of this, you're in Scotland. Do you really know how there is an African origin, even to the tartans that you wear?
Yeah, is that true?
So there are things that aren't discussed because of a bias. A lot of money has been made since the 1500s when people discovered the Americas and the fall guys to do the slave labor. It fell more so, well, it fell on some Scots and some Irish, but predominantly African, and to rationalize the great accumulation of wealth that went into Britain, into Liverpool.
Can you tell us, just to jump in, brother, can you tell us what the thing is with the tartan then in Africa?
Well, there's a book called Nature Knows No Color Line. There's an author by the name of Joel, and forgive me, I didn't know I would be on your program, son. Just this is off the top of my head, but the name will come to me in a second. I can run, and my father has these books, and he's. But there's a book called Nature Knows No Color Line, and I'm not remembering the man's second name. But if you look at some of your crest of your leading families, both in England and in other places, they will have a black person's head at the top of it. It is a false idea to try to teach people that there's any such thing as racial purity. You can go on Google and you can look up the Grimaldi people of Switzerland. They found these people 10,000 plus years old in Switzerland, their bodies, and they tested the DNA, and the people came out as African. Humanity comes from Africa. If Gaza is in the Syro-African plain, why would it be hard for people? In fact, the image of Jesus that most people see is one of the Medici's homosexual lover. The white Jesus, that image is that of someone's boyfriend. It's interesting. It's easier to believe that a man who's gay, who had a young boy, his lover looks like Christ. Far, far, far away from Egypt. And yet, people struggle with a dark-skinned Christ. By the way, that's a Western and Northern European problem. Eastern Europeans have always portrayed Mary and Jesus as brown-skinned people.
And you know, my child, for myself, I walked into a mosque just 3 weeks before 9/11, Randy. But my children, my ex-wife, she's Christian, so my kids went to, and I'm from a Roman Catholic background, so my children went to a Christian school, and when my young boy was first there, he was given the role of Joseph, with his, with the colour of his skin and his curly hair and all that, and everybody was commenting, and then the teacher came after it to me, the head teacher, and she says, "Oh, your son, he's been the best Joseph we've ever had," and I just laughed. I went, "Yeah, well, he's probably the closest in looks to what would be, because obviously they recognise, and a lot of people do recognise that, and they can see, And for me, that was one of the first things where I questioned, the way that, how is it they were looking at someone in white when, as a white European, when possibly, another part of the world, they didn't look that way, So, and you threw, just to let you back in, you said something there about Baal worship and white Europeans about that. I mean, that's a story that if you tell us a wee bit about that, if you can.
Well, I'm only trying to say to you that this idea of who and what the human race is, is new when you start measuring solely by color or this. It wasn't always that way. We only need to look at Shakespeare's play Othello. Othello wasn't a broke guy selling dope in Brixton. That concept of who people, that being blacks, is more recent, and it was created for a reason. The Eastern Orthodox Church, they never have a blonde-haired, blue-eyed Jesus or Mary. This is a function of the Catholic Church, and the other churches coming up with these things. But I want to say to you, if you get an opportunity, Queen Charlotte, the British Queen, if you get the better pictures of her, she's clearly not a white woman, and she's clearly a black type woman. This is not new. It's due to the fact that someone decided that someone shouldn't be in history. Whole groups of people never did anything. By the way, you want Scottish self-determination, you need to know, living in the United States, you don't learn anything about Scotland. Everything is England. You learn nothing about Wales. It's all England. You don't learn anything about Ireland except for the potato famine and the IRA and the Irish drink.
Well, can I just correct you on that? It should always be known as not the potato famine, but the Great Hunger.
The potato genocide. No, it
was a great hunger. It was a great hunger because, the potato blight, it came from the potatoes from the USA, but places like the Netherlands and France and Belgium, those people didn't suffer in great ways. But with Britain administering Ireland as it did, they took out food stock, livestock, grain, food, everything, and allowed 1 million people. So it wasn't a case of being a famine. This was a great hunger that was enforced. It was a genocide,
yes,
genocide for the Irish at the time, the Holocaust.
It's a Holocaust. But the great contradiction is, after all of that was done to the Irish, they came to America and they killed the blacks. It's interesting how easily the game that's played by the rich and powerful, they make people and other people decide to harm people who have not been a part of their oppression. So if I've been to Ireland, the Irish people in Dublin are beautiful. The Irish Americans, some of them are some of the most difficult people to get along with. It's probably the same for other people. So going back, people recreate themselves or change history. People manipulate history to either enhance what they are or to denigrate other people. This is what the Israelis have done, saying that when they came, there were no people. There was just vacant land. What is it? A land for a people without a land for a land without a people. So they're basically saying the Palestinians didn't exist. They just showed up and there was desert everywhere and they're going to fix it up. And the same thing is done with Christianity, for that matter. I mean, where was the Bible written? Some people would think it started with the gay King James and his 3 boyfriends. The Bible was composed, as we know it, initially in Alexandria, which is definitely in Africa. By the way, the other game is to say Egypt isn't part of Africa. Libya's not part of Africa. Any place that has any complex civilization can't have any black people there. It has to be someplace else. I'm reaching for this man's name because I want you to have it, and if you give me a second, I can get his name. Hold on, I can look for it online. I can just jump on my keyboard and pull this over because.
Would you want, I was going to say, do you want to take a break just now, Randy, and I'll get you back on in 5, and then you can take time. I'll get you back on. Yeah, are you still? Are you free?
Well, no, it's not going to take me but 2 minutes.
Yeah, no problem.
Or less.
Okay.
Give me 1 second.
Are you still okay for time just now, Randy? I mean, I'm okay for yourself, but are you okay?
Well, let's stop in about 5 minutes. I want to go back to what it's doing, but there's one book I wanted to recommend everyone look at. It's by Michael Hoffman, called Judaism's Strange Gods. Judaism's Strange Gods by Hoffman, Hoffman. And, okay, and I remember the name. The guy's name is Joel A. as in Apple, Rogers. Joel A. Rogers was a Jamaican man who did lots of research to try to get answers to things because he was living in the United States, and the way that history was taught was very confusing to him. Let me give you an example of how history is manipulated just there in the British Empire. Or whatever. We don't want to be a British Empire. In Great Britain. Everybody knows about Florence Nightingale, right? But nobody knows that it's actually a black woman named Seacole, who actually took care of the troops during the Crimean War. Florence Nightingale's a white woman that did practically nothing. But because of the prejudice of the time, anybody's more worthy of recognition than a black woman. Even though she's the one risking her life on the battlefield, taking care of people, risking disease, the credit goes to the white female. This is the way racism and white supremacy goes. It picks winners and losers quite unfairly. So even if you win, if you're not in the right group, you don't have. This is sort of why, taking it back to Scotland, I've been to Scotland once. I've been to Edinburgh. Most people will never hear about the great universities in Scotland. They'll hear about Oxford, Cambridge, right? They'll hear about Leeds, every place but where, because there is a degree of, how can I say, arrogance on behalf of English, and it's they do not even see the other people in this so-called United Kingdom as equal partners. If they do that to you and your history, what do you think they'll do to people that they perceive to be biologically inferior? They'll change, they'll shave, they'll twist, they'll deny. They'll even deny their own history. I say this to you and I mean it. My mother's maiden name is Lancaster. And you know that means something because my family's from Britain on my mother's side. You get my point.
Yeah.
And if I pulled out the pictures, my folks look like Prince Charles and Fergie, the older ones way back, not me. Believe me, that people who will meet me, if they hear my last name, they'll get angry. It's as if I don't have a right to be who I am. I mean, I can't help how I look. I can't pick my parents. I can't pick my lineage. However, this is sort of the situation that we see in many parts of the world where people are playing gods with other people's lives. In the case of this Talmud, people who are Jewish know goodness well that they don't like Jesus Christ, they don't like Islam, they don't like Christianity, they don't like any of it. But in the case of Israel, in order to hold land where they have limited numbers and resources, then they need to make friends even with people that they do not like. And even if that includes entering into all sorts of religious dialogues, pretending that they're friends and everything is shared, it's amazing. Whenever I see interfaith meetings, they'll never, ever claim that there's ever been anything wrong done to Christian or Muslim or anyone by people who are Jewish or Zionist. But you will always see Christians and Muslims apologizing for intolerance or what they've done to this group. Have you ever noticed that? It's always someone has to say sorry. And you see, as a believer, as a Christian, it teaches me in Romans 3 and 10, there's none righteous, no, not one. Well, that means that these people who are Jewish or Zionists, they've got flaws just like anyone else. Now, this is where the Christian Takfiri come in, and their point is, hey, no matter how flawed these people may be, in order for how they understand God's divine plan to work, we've got to help these people, Zionists, whether they're Muslim Zionists, Christian Zionists, Jew, they've got to bring down the Al-Aqsa Mosque and rebuild Solomon's Temple and get this major conflict going so their faith can be fulfilled. If you're familiar with the life of Christ, you remember right after he proclaims his ministry, he goes into the desert, and Satan tries to get him to make stones into bread. And the quotation from the scripture is, "Thou art not to subject your Lord God to a test. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes out of the mouth of God." All right. We're not supposed to try to manipulate God. After all, God is all-powerful. As you say, Allahu Akbar, God is great. God is greater than man. Man is not greater than God. Man cannot force God to do anything. However, Christian Takfiri believe that they can arm and support the outrageous behavior of Zionists to such an extent that they can bring about World War III. As you and I speak, there are people sending money in America to Israel to destroy the Al-Aqsa Mosque. Think about that and ask yourself, how could anyone who says that they're Christian and they respect others would want to destroy the third holiest site of a religion of almost 2 billion people? I mean, that's fantastic. Are you understanding what I'm saying to you?
You better believe it, yeah. This is brilliant. This is brilliant.
And there's something that eats me, because if you read the Gospels, Jesus talks about the temple, and he says of Jerusalem, there will be not one stone on top of another. Right? That's what he says. Well, if there are no stones, one on top of the other, and he's referring to the temple, how in the hell could the Wailing Wall be Solomon's temple? Why would the Takfiris lie to their people and tell them, look at what the Muslims have done to Solomon's temple? They destroyed it. Not the Romans. The Muslims built on top of Solomon's temple. How dare them? Look at what they've done to our Jewish brothers. Without explaining that Islam, the way Muslims understand, has always existed, but the final prophet, Muhammad, peace be upon him, received from the angel in the 600s, about 620s.
634 AD, I think, roughly. Yeah.
634, he hears from God through an
Jibreel.
emissary in the form of an angel.
Jibreel, Angel Gabriel, known to Christian, yeah. Angel Gabriel.
Yes.
Jibreel.
So I'm saying Gabriel. Now, if the angel Gabriel comes in 634, this is hundreds of years after Solomon's temple is destroyed. Something else could have been built on the ruins other than Al-Aqsa. Do you get my point?
Yeah, private developers, land developers, estate agents, they didn't just pop up and when the banksters of Wall Street started kicking about. You know, there was private developers and people building stuff way back then. Shit, you know what I mean? These people are crazy. So there could have been a few old school football pitches or something there.
They have no idea necessarily where that temple was 600 plus years later. So but what's put in the heart of these Christian Takfiris is the made to see Muslims as evil people who wanted to insult God. Okay? Therefore, they're willing to support the destruction of one of the holiest sites in Islam as an act of faith to God, without recognizing that if no two stones are upon each other, then that Al-Aqsa Mosque is not on top of Solomon's temple. There's no way to prove it. However, isn't it interesting that these same people who we see as our brothers, this so-called Judeo-Christian term, why are they undulating at that wall? What is that all about? Are you understanding what I'm saying?
Yeah, what is it all about?
What's in that wall? And, I won't dwell on it. I will only say that there is a lot more to Judaism than the Old Testament. And Christian Takfiri preachers, Pat Robertson and others, have not done their homework and have systematically miseducated tens of millions of people to think that that everything Jewish has been the same for 2,000 years. Isn't that interesting that Christianity is allowed to change? You have Catholicism, and you've got Orthodox, and you've got Pentecostal, and you've got non-denominational, you've got Moravian, you've got Anglican, you've got Quakers. All of these changes in the last 2,000 years. And yet Judaism, which predates Christianity, is only going to use the same book. No change, as intelligent and precocious as Jews are known to be. They didn't write any other commentaries or questions? Really? I mean, isn't that incredibly stupid on behalf of our fundamentalist teachers to act as if no one had another revelation or thought in Judaism from the time of Christ's death to now? Is very insulting, because they're constantly new ideas, or at least what people perceive to be new ideas that they write down. Solomon says they're always going to be the publication of new books. So there's the same ignorant Americans who do not like public education, don't like social justice, don't like health care, don't like the things that people need. It is from this very, very racist, bigoted land that springs this Takfiri Christianity that supports all of what happens in Israel. And many politicians are afraid of these people, because if someone says something critical of Israel, in certain places in the United States, they can raise millions of dollars to destroy you. It doesn't even matter if you're telling the truth. It doesn't matter if you're a good Christian. It doesn't matter if you're a good Muslim or you love your neighbor. These people have this almost cultic understanding, and it doesn't allow for any disagreement. And under this cloak, the very same people who call them goys and munim and so forth, they use them. And so you've got two dishonest groups of people. Those people who want help to do an ethnic cleansing project, and then you have people who want a double ethnic cleansing project. They want the Palestinians eliminated, therefore causing the Third World War. And then, of course, the Arabs will rise up and eliminate the Jews, meaning Jesus will come back. So they want two genocides. It's amazing. Folks who say they serve a loving, compassionate God want an apocalypse 2 times. And I put up from the Bible, from Revelations 21. I just put it up on my page in Facebook because I was just pissed.
For people listening, what is your Facebook? I've got you on Twitter at Randy Short, but what is your Facebook handle?
I don't, Randy Short.
Yeah.
So, I take some friends and other friends I don't want if I don't know people well.
Yeah.
It's very, very simple that it talks about what people need to do. It's in Revelations 21 and 8. But the cowardly, unbelieving, abominable, murderers, sexually immoral, sorcerers, idolaters, and all liars shall have their part cast in the lake of fire with brimstone, which is the second death. If you think about what's being done to the people in Gaza, it's cowardly, it's unbelieving, it's abominable, they're murderers. They have to be immoral in some way. They're idolaters and they're liars. I mean, these people who call themselves holy, Zionists, Christian, whatever type they are, from my understanding, they're on their way to hell and damnation. You cannot do this to anyone. Even that people I don't like, I don't dream to hurt their families or shoot pregnant women, to steal their homes. This is wickedness. And I always quote to people when they ask me about this, because I'm sick and tired of the religious covering that the Israelis have had. It's right there. It's right here in the Gospel of John 10:10. The thief, it's referring to Satan. The thief does not come except to steal, to kill, and to destroy. Right? You tell me what the Zionists have done to the Muslim and Christians in Palestine since 1948, but kill, steal, and destroy. And perhaps you can convince me as whatever you as a Muslim that somehow I'm a stupid Christian to think that it is wrong what has been done to those people over and over again. I don't think you can convince me. Nobody reading this Bible I'm holding in my hand with any real interest in justice and in God could support these Takfiri Christians, no matter what. They would have a moral crisis. When I saw children being shot by Israeli guards on the border, it said I've got to disagree with this. I love children. I don't have any, but I care. I love kids. The fact that people just shoot people's kids on the way to school, I let God judge me if I'm wrong, but you're not supposed to hurt children under no circumstances. That's right there in the book. And this is what I mean. The Christian church has been hijacked, and the leadership has been bought by the Zionists the same way the American Congress has been. And that's why I've been challenging people. Do you follow Jesus? Or do you follow Zionists? You have only one choice. It's one or the other. You can't do both. And I'm done, my brother. I need to get back to what I was doing. But I hope somebody understands. And I hope it doesn't like I'm this terrible, violent hater of people. I'm really not. But it makes me...
You've been absolutely brilliant. I'd love to get you back on again, Randy, and chew the cud with you again, because there's so much there that you've spoke about. I'll leave you with something. I don't know if you've ever heard of this before, but it was a hadith from the time of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and it was people asked him, when would the end days come, and he was told, or he said to them, it's, nobody can give an end. No one knows, when. The end day, the last day will come, says, and then people asked him, they pushed him to give what would happen, or some of the signs, and he gave some of the signs. He says, when a land that's half in the sea, half in the land, and people look to that as to be Istanbul, Constantinople, he says, within 70,000 Jews who will proclaim to be Muslim will say La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah and 3 times, and they would proclaim Islam, and they would acquire the booty of what was the Ottoman Empire. And he says, he prophesied at the time, he says, within that happening, he mentioned, he says, within 6 years of that, there would be what they would declare as a great war. and within 1 year of that, the Dajjal would rise, and well, the Great War was in Britain holds as 1914. I know Russia calls the Great War the other one, but the 1914 war Britain called the Great War, and within 1 year, the Dajjal would rise, and for 100 years, his reign would be on the earth, and well, the Young Turk Revolution of 1908, and then 6 years after that, the timeline follows in where 1914, and then the year the Dajjal, the name of the Dajjal in Arabic means the false prophet. Have you heard of that at all? And I'll leave you with that. If not, then it was just.
Can you share that with me? But I'm familiar. You're talking about Mustafa Kemal and the domain, the fake. Yeah, Mustafa Kemal. You're talking about the fake Muslims there. Even
They came from either Salonika or they came from
Greece.
Yeah, they came from there. Was it not Salonika? I'm sure it was a part of whatever it was. And they, as I said, they proclaimed it. But listen, I'll leave it with him. And I've got a link to it, and I'll send you to it. It was from a book, a brother called Musa Pidcock, and he wrote about. It was a book against Salman Rushdie, and he called it. I'll send you a link to it, and there's a chapter in it, and it's got a lot of interesting stuff. I'm sure you'll be right up your street, brother. But listen, I'm sorry to take so much of your time. You gave us almost an hour, so I'd love to get you back on at some point in the future, Randy, because you're a wealth of information, and it's good to get this information out to as many people as possible, I think.
Yes, yeah. I want to perhaps introduce you to a friend of mine who is a real scholar on Islam.
Yeah.
That I talked to. His name is Pascal. I'll send you his Facebook.
Yeah, cool.
Because
he's
now, I saw the masjid. The one in Edinburgh that's over the school nearby the university.
Yeah, the main one.
Yeah. That was such a shock when I got out and I saw that. I called one of my teachers.
Yeah.
And. There's a man named Dr. Suleiman Yang. Have you heard of him?
No.
Well, I called my favorite professor to tell him that, hey, they've got this masjid that's almost looking over Edinburgh. I was shocked. I was like, wow.
Did you get to Glasgow when you came through, Randy? Or was it just Edinburgh you got to?
I just came into Edinburgh to do some research.
Yeah.
And then I went to the World Religions place to look at some things there.
Cool.
So let me let you go.
Yeah, listen, well, you've been in Glasgow in spirit tonight. A lot of people in Glasgow are listening to you tonight, Randy. So it'll be good to get you back on very soon. And God bless you. God bless yourself and your family.
I would love to hear more about what you're doing in Scotland. The African Americans need to do here. Not so much to have our own country, but if the English won't deal decently with you, imagine what happens to us here.
Exactly.
Okay.
God bless,
God
Andy.
bless you. Okay.
Speak soon.
See you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. We're just shy of an hour. Randy Short, at Randy Short. I'm going to ask them, I'm going to put them on the Facebook. Just add them on the old Twitter then. Mention you listen to me. Listen to it on there. Brilliant guy, nice guy. And yeah. Right, Frankie boy, where's he went to? Frankie boy sent the message 7 minutes ago. Right. Just sending a message there to the bull Frankie Macker. I was trying to arrange for that brother to phone back. He played the first tune, he was meant to phone back, and then I'd set there. I don't know why it never went off onto my mobile now. I don't know wrong. Yeah, and I was trying to put it on to divert, so it would have diverted to my mobile and I could have spoke to him, and then he was phoning just as we got Frankie on there. I thought I would have him on for 10-20 minutes, but well, he's obviously he's got the Scottish gene of talking, or the Irish gene of talking. Right, I'm looking at Glasgow trends, closing ceremony, Caledonia, Kylie, Pure Dead Brilliant, Gold Coast, All Lang Syne, Des Clark, Happy New Year, Get Cam to 3 Mil, Deacon Blue. Right, I know Ricky Ross was my teacher. We will get Randy back on, we will indeed. There was somebody there who phoned with a withheld number, I never took their call. Right. I'm away for a wee swally here. How long have we been on? 90 minutes. More brevity. Boring as fuck. Who cares about politics? Made a few good points. Obviously, well read. Get stuck into English. More brevity required for radio. Randy, you're shocking, Charles. Listen. Who the fuck cares about politics? You're fucking lost the plot, you clown, you. That was just quality radio. That guy knows his onions. You want a tune? Right, I'm playing a tune for Charles. You tell me the new what fucking tune you want on, and I'll play it to you. I'll fucking serenade you. I'll sing it to you myself. Come on. You want John McLean's March? You did, didn't you? You want that, didn't you? You want a rebel tune just for you, right? Nobody else listen. This is just for Charles.
King Mark, did you see him as he came down the Corky? Way out the Lebanon, nothing to take. No man is coming now, the whole town is turning out. We'll all sure he'll win back to Glasgow today. Join us in orders and marching through Claybank. Come on now and hear him, get the old flag to bide. Come out, Jock and Jimmy, leave your cranes and your buckle gantries. Great John McLean is coming home to Clyde. Argyle Street and London Road's a route that we're marching. The lads spinning from a it's your man. Feel where's your heart? And we shall beg heel and chuck to get your pipes made and march at the heads of the clan. Today, Scotland belongs to him. Great John McLean is coming home to Clyde. And onwards to Glasgow, Greenbow marching good order. Will grips his banner while that boy is the blades. Hey look man, there's Johnny now, that's him. That's the bonny fighter. Lennon's his comrade, Conley's his mate. Finished, all the way home to Springburn. Come in, fire tea, John, would soon have you fed. It's hard work that's speaking, but I'm sure you'll be tired the night. I'll sleep on the floor, man, gee John my bed. The whole city's quiet, it knows that he's resting, and home with his Glasgow friends of joy and their pride. The red banners waving, Scotland will march again. Now the great John McLean has come home to the Clyde.
Immortal technique. Revolutionary Volume 2. Yeah. Broadcasting live from Harlem, New York. Let the truth be known. You better watch what the fuck flies out of your mouth, or I'ma hijack a plane and fly it into your house. Burn your apartment with your family tied to the couch and slit your throat so when you scream, only blood comes out. I doubt that there could ever be a more wicked MC, cause AIDS-infested child molesters aren't sicker than me. I see the world for what it is, beyond the white and the black. The way the government downplays historical facts, cause the United States sponsored the rise of the Third Reich, just like the CIA trained terrorists how to fight, build bombs and sneak box cutters onto a flight. When I was a child, the devil himself bought me a mic, but I refused to offer, cause God sent me to strike with skills unused like fallopian tubes in a dike. My words will expose George Bush and Bin Laden as two separate parts of the same seven-headed dragon, and you can't fathom the truth, so you don't hear me. You think Illuminati's just a fucking conspiracy theory? That's why conservative racists are all running shit, and your phone is tapped by the federal government. So I'm jamming frequencies in your brain when you speak to me. Technique, a rip a rapper to pieces indecently, pack weapons illegally, cause I'm never hesitant. Sniper scoping a commission, controlling the president. Father, forgive them, for they don't know right from wrong. The truth is set you free, written down in a song, and the song has the cause of death written in code. The word of God brought to light that'll save your soul. Save your soul, motherfucker. Save your soul. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I hacked the Pentagon for self-incriminating evidence of Republican-manufactured white powder pestilence. Marine Corps flak vest with the guns and ammo, spitting bars like a demon stuck inside a piano. Turn a Sambo into a soldier with just one line. So here's the truth about the system that'll fuck up your mind. They gave Al-Qaeda $6 billion in 1989 to 1992, and now the last chapters of Revelations are coming true. And I know a lot of people find it hard to swallow this, cause subliminal bigotry makes you hate my politics, but you act like America wouldn't destroy 2 buildings in a country that was sponsoring bombs dropped on our children. I was watching the towers, and though I wasn't the closest, I saw them crumble to the earth like they were full of explosives, and they thought nobody noticed the news report that they did about the bombs planted on the George Washington Bridge. 4 non-Arabs arrested during the emergency, and then it disappeared from the news permanently. They dubbed the tape of Osama, and they said it was proof. Jealous of our freedom, I can't believe you bought that excuse. Rocking a motherfucking flag don't make you a hero. Word to ground zero, the devil crept into heaven. God overslept on the 7th. The new world order was born on September 11th. Father, forgive them, for they don't know right from wrong. The truth is set you free, written down in a song, and the song has the cause of death written in code. The word of God brought to light that'll save your soul. Save your soul, motherfucker. Save your soul. And just so conservatives don't take it to heart, I don't think Bush did it, cause he isn't that smart. He's just a stupid puppet taking orders on his cell phone from the same people that sabotaged Senator Wellstone. The military industry got it popping and locking, looking for a way to justify the Wolfowitz doctrine. And as a matter of fact, Rumsfeld, now that I think back, without 9/11, you couldn't have a war in Iraq, or a defense budget of world conquest proportions, kill freedom of speech and revoke the right to abortion, tax cut extortion, a blessing to the wealthy and wicked, but you still have to answer to the Armageddon you scripted. And Dick Cheney, you fucking leech, tell them your plans about building your pipelines through Afghanistan, and how Israeli troops train the Taliban in Pakistan. You might have some house niggas fooled, but I understand colonialism is sponsored by corporations. That's why Halliburton gets paid to rebuild nations. Tell me the truth, I don't scare into paralysis. I know the CIA saw Bin Laden on dialysis in 98 when he was top 10 for the FBI. Government ties is really why the government lies. Read it yourself instead of asking the government why, cause then the cause of death, the cause the propaganda to die.
And I say, Father, don't forgive them. They've been doing it for millennia. Forgive them not. They know exactly what they're doing. You see?
He is scheduled for 60 minutes next. He's going on.
There's two ways to look at it. How they would want you to be. Yeah. Forgive them. See, how they would portray to you, you just heard that from that brother, how they would portray to you the Jesus. Now, we never got into that part much, but we'll do it next time. How they would portray to you Jesus as a white man when he was a black man. How they would portray to you of Jesus being a peaceful guy. How he turned the other cheek. Yeah, how he wasn't a vengeful person. Because they don't want you to rise up and make a stance. They want you to be pacified. So at the same time, when they'll give you Martin Luther King, they'll forget about Malcolm X and his struggle for the black people. You know, because he said whatever means necessary. They'll tell you in India about the peaceful Gandhi, but they never told you about the suicide bombings the Indians had to do, the self-sacrifice had to do to get the British Raj kicked the fuck out. 80,000 troops controlling a nation of 1 billion. It was all about mind control and putting in the mind that... So they put in the mind of Jesus of being a certain way for a reason. Because if you remember the parable of Jesus and the moneylenders in the temple, well, they smashed the table and he chased them all out in anger. It's interesting also the fact that he spoke about England, and I'll maybe try it out by speaking to some American people. And I've always noticed that. I'm trying to phone that American radio show, but they always call Britain, they always say England. And it's interesting how he said that there. And he seems to be all pro-Scottish and pro for independence. Because before I made the call, he said, the one thing before I checked, I couldn't hear him properly, I'm sure he said, are you for the independence? Are you an independence guy? I was like, yeah, I can hardly hear you, but yeah, of course I'm independence. So I'm pretty sure he was about to abandon the interview maybe if I wasn't. Yeah, but it's interesting how, you know, hold on, I'm just going to go and check my Twitter here. Right, the lines are open, 01414161888. And, that page is shut. Right, and poor Charles out there in the huddle board. Charles, come on and give us a chat. He says, get the Daft Yank to fucking get the music in. Well, we've put the music in. We've played the tunes. So we're waiting for Big Chuck. We're waiting for Big Chuck to come in and give us your chat. Grace us with your chat, Chuck. Come on, Chucky. Let that out, Chuck. Who phoned with the withheld number? Come on. Come on, don't be shy, give it a try. But they don't want us to actually have some fire in our bellies and make a stance and it doesn't have to be violent, but to make direct action, to actually do something direct action, you don't need to be violent about it. But to make a stance against the status quo and the people who are subjugating us. They just want to pacify us. They want us to see a message that we're all just sitting there, although just sit there and everything's about pacifying the public, diverting us. Heaven forbid if we were to get together and collectivise. That's the thing that they fear the most. Collectivisation. People getting together, being creative, passing ideas about, come up with new ways. I mean, human beings, we're creative by nature, just doing things creatively. We actively seek out things to do creative for fun, for pastimes, for enjoyment, to put a fucking smile on their miserable fucking faces. People have hobbies of weird and wonderful fucking shit. And they prey on that. So they give us all these diversions. But if we were to get together in a creative and a collective way and come up with a new system of governance, a new system, or maybe just finding, as the brother there said, and he spoke about how the civilizations, the ancient civilizations of Mesopotamia, of Egypt, try to forget and say, well, Egypt's not actually part of Africa, because there was ancient civilizations in Africa when back here, before we had our enlightenment in Europe, when we were walking around with pomegranates and other fruits to take away the smell for people who didn't even wash, who hadn't discovered soap. There was sewers in ancient Egypt, sewers in parts of Africa. They had sophisticated systems. Well, back here, and then you look at the Renaissance, and then with the influx of coffee, the Enlightenment here, people started to fucking use a bit of mind expanding fucking chemical substances. Mind expanding fucking, and that was it. The Enlightenment, and people here started then fucking, it was a huge leap forward, and there was a huge leap back when refined sugar started hitting the East. They became fucking dense and stupid to a degree that, well, you look at the great empires that existed and they were crushed. And as the brother there spoke about, a particular form of racism, white racism, that enveloped this planet a couple of 100 years ago. What's the name of the names of the ones there? Well, the Illuminati, the ones from the way back 200 odd years ago. What's the names of the ones who were the original Illuminati? You know, the tracing of that, and then at the time it inspired Marx, Engels, and they just came up with all this racist doctrine to back up. You know, they've been doing it for ages. You know, to back up what they've been, and these people plan 200-300 years in advance. So what has happened now is by no chance. They've built this up over centuries, over decades, centuries. This empire that sits now, and I heard it from Noam Chomsky, and I heard it from Sheikh Hamza Yusuf. But to quote Noam Chomsky, and he said that there has never been a system of complete and total totalitarianism on the planet ever. What we are seeing just now is a culmination of a group of people who have conspired in the shadows under various guises and names and families, who have built their wealth up from the shadow, and it has not been, it's been satanic in origin. They've passed their secrets from the Kabbalists, from the Knights Templars, passed it through the ages. These secrets, they believe they've got the secret in numbers, that everything's just in numbers. And in the Quran it is quoted that the secrets are not in numbers. The secret of God is not in numbers, but is in text, and the text was in the Quran. And the Quran came as a validation, not to the Talmud, but to the Torah, and to the Injil, the Gospel. And the Quran came as a validation, but it was to be an oral book, and so it couldn't be bastardized, or it couldn't be corrupted by the enemies of God. And the enemy of God, well, it states in the Quran, and people know about it, Christianity, Iblis, Satan, Iblis, the fallen jinn made of fire, not an angel, but a fire, who refused to prostrate to the first man made of clay, Adam. And his refusal, he was banished. And then the story with Adam, the test for humanity, for Bani Adam, the son of Adam, Satan is there as a test. And we're here to come through that test. I don't believe in the part of Christianity about how Jesus died on the cross for all our sin. That's one of collective punishment. I think that's one of the other stories that has been ripped to pieces by the enemy of Jesus, where the message was subverted and distorted. And that's how, people who pray the way they do, when you see a Muslim pray, that's exactly the same way as the person who first walked on earth, 634 AD, Muhammad, peace be upon him. Whereas people, the Christian, the closest way of what they were prescribed was the Eastern European Christians, the Greek Orthodox, the Russian Orthodox. And if you look at the way they do it, they look very close to the way the Muslims pray. But the way the Christians and the Jews, they were prescribed a certain way to pray and certain the ways, but they weren't exactly the same as Muslims, but you can see the very close similarities between them all. Interesting, what he spoke. I would like to get more on the Baal stuff, but how this message of a great person can be ripped to pieces, and the Saul line doctrine, how it's described, where Saul, Paul, the Damascus, where most of what we believe or what is given as over as the life of Jesus was in fact mostly the life of Saul, Paul, and this message of, Jesus was a non-violent person and he wasn't into violence or whatever. That's to keep us away from, as I say, when these people, when they sit there, forgive us, we don't know what we're doing. Well, of course you know what you're doing. You've been murderous, devil-worshipping, satanic bastards, butchering, raping, murdering fucking people for centuries. So, and it's not a case of you don't know what you're doing. Once you're in that way, in that habitual way, you're murderous bastards forevermore. That's why how in Ramadan, it's, so human beings are creatures of habit. And the month of Ramadan that just finished there was for people to get into a habit of doing fasting during the day, but to it's believed or it's told to the Muslims that during the month of Ramadan that the devils, the main devils, Iblis, they are chained up, and it's only the nafs, the inner soul, the own person, the person's own inner devils who make them do any bad stuff during the month of Ramadan, but the main devils, so it's easier to become closer to God during that period and to have a closer connection. And one about training yourself is to be a better person, but the test of all mankind is there for us to not to listen to the silent whisperer of mankind, the fallen jinn, the one who wants to take us down the path of our bestial side. And if you look at humans, then we've got two sides to us all. You've got a saintly side, if you like, a Mother Teresa, someone who wants to do good, who wants to help and be kind. The actions of love and peace, and we've got that in us all, to be kind, to nurture, to look after. As a father of 3 kids who are now all teenagers, going through all the emotions of bringing them up from, into young adulthood, from child to walking to growing, to nurture them. I was giving them in trust from God to look after them and to, take care. And then you've got these bastards out there who do sick fucking things to kids, the fucking murderers. And then you look at these bastards on the TV, the Zionist bastards doing what they're doing, blowing them up for fucking... How people can do anything bad to a kid is just fucking beyond the pale. They're innocent, they're fucking... But you've got a choice, You can be helping people, or you could be like a Nazi guard, condemning people to death, blowing people up with your F-16s, or sending people to gas chambers, or fucking hanging them, and each and every step, choices that we make in life could take us down one way or the other, Most of us don't ever get to be, saving people all the time and looking after people. Most people don't get to be killing people, but there's a lot of people that do go one way or the other. There's a lot of people who make the minor faults, who do, adultery or, rape or, bestial acts to children or whatever. They're not minor, I'm not saying minor, but there's people who do all these acts that are bestial, that are just horrendous, that, you know, people who can't do that or won't do it because their thought process is just like, how the fuck do these people operate, you know? Most, I mean, it is in the minority that there's bad people who do that shit, but I mean, for people who would never do that, I mean, the mindset of someone to do something to like a wee granny or a pensioner, I mean, I've got a wee mother at 68, I mean, God love her, I mean, if the thought of somebody beating a woman up or a fucking, a wee granny or a Wayne, you know, fucking, I heard there was a guy who got fucking homicide for just beating a Wayne to death. What the fuck's that about? Fucking murder. How can it be homicide for fucking shuggling a Wayne or being it's fucking helpless? What's the fucking mindset of fucking... But human beings, we've got the ability to go either way, basically. It's fucking... And that's a choice we've got. To enjoin good or forbid evil. Enjoin good, seek the truth, reject falsehood. For falsehood is always vanishing. And the truth as I see it is just the way I've described it. And it's up to you, listener out there, to take it or leave it. I care not a jot. Whatever I've said, whatever the good brother said, it's up to you to seek the truth and reject the falsehood in anything that we've said. It's your job. Go and do your fucking job as a human being. I'm out here trying to do my wee fucking bit for all good it is, for a fucking whoever it is, but yous mad bastards always moan when I'm no here. So I might as well just sit here talking flannel juice and gibberish. So this is my bit for humanity. I'm upset, I'm pissed off. I'm taking my time out for playing my mad stupid games and watching TV to come and sit and talk flannel juice and bring that wonderful gentleman to you. So yous go and do the same. The bold Frankie Macca, he's going to be doing the same shit as well. He's going to pick a night during the week and he's going to do his own brand of whatever he wants to do, and that's what you should be doing as well. That's what I've always said and encouraged. The more people doing their own shit, get out there and fucking do it. So I'm pleased and proud. And he sent me, I was going to get back to him and I saw him send it, and he asked me and I thought, well, brilliant, I was going to get back to you, only I was too busy. I meant to last week to send him a wee message saying, you know, and that's him dipped his toe in the water. So hopefully come back on and we'll chew the cud again and even do a wee programme if he wants to do a sitting. We'll fucking just break it off an hour. We'll just find a subject. We'll talk to him off air or whatever. And that's the way. And he's got the stuff there. He says he's a bit of technophobe, and I'm the same as well. To get, just got to batter in, just keep fucking dabbling away, and you cunt it up, you make mistakes, then fucking it doesn't sound right or whatever. You just get there and then. I mean, 5 years ago last week was my first podcast. I didn't do it live. I mean, there's another thing you could think about as well. You don't have to do everything live. You could put stuff together. The first ones that I did was I put stuff together and then put it out. And you could see it actually, but then I went live and I was sitting there. You could actually see the difference, the tightness. And me sitting there just going a 20-minute or half an hour that was no scripted, but I would record it for 5 minutes and then I would do a rant and then I would put a bit of music in and then I would do another rant. But then I would put it out, and if a bit didn't go, I would take it away. And yeah, so I remember first doing that for my first podcast, and it was a lot tighter because then when I went live, I was sitting there going, oh, press this or press that. But what I'm doing now, you know what I mean? Fucking flannel juice and gibberish for the discerning crackpot McDougall, until we get wonderful people such as Randy Short, talking not flannel juice and gibberish, but a few home truths on the way the world is. Right, so Dr. King Schultz, Ian, Ashkenazi Jew, Illuminati. The Ashkenazi Jews were the Illuminati. Chaim Weisfield, if you look at the Weisfield, what was the one? Immanuel Kant. Who was that again? It was Weispot. Was it Weiss? What's his name again? Who were the famous? Listen, I'm even if he's still up, he's up 11 minutes ago. The King Schultz, the King Schmuck, the King Schmucking a Putz. Are you a schmucking a putz? Come on and talk about schmucking putzes. Mr. King Schultz. The Schultz man. That was a good conversation with the parrot you had the other night, a brilliant conversation. In fact, where is the parrot? Here, I'm playing a tune. Right, who's going down? Right, who's coming on? Is Dr. Schultz coming on? Is the parrot out there? The parrot's sitting out there. He wouldn't have missed that conversation for nothing. Talking about his old friend, the Ashkenazis. Right, the Ashkenazis. Yeah, what's going on there? Hold on. Right. Ah, he's away. Right. Right. Have we got we play Alina Martel? We've got Bridge Over Trouble Water. We played that the other night. Oh, an itchy arm now. Ah, shit. Right, where are we? What tune will we play here? Right, we're going to phone. I know we'll play this man now. Right. And then what we'll do, we'll get the illegal Zionist entity on the phone. 206. In fact, no, we're going to phone the USA, Free Talk Live, see what's happening with the crackpot bastards. Right, so before the Free Talk Live, that's of course if you want to phone in, we'll change the way the show's going. And it's 0141 416 1888. I'll read it out slow for the hard of thinking and slow study. 0141 416 1888. Get dialing.
These mist-covered mountains are a home now for me, but my home is the lowlands, and always will be. Someday you'll return to your valleys and your farms, and you'll no longer burn to be brothers in through these fields of destruction, baptisms of fire, I've witnessed your suffering as the battle reached high, and though it had went so bad, in the fear and alarm, you did not desert me, my brothers in arms. There's so many different worlds, so many different suns, and we have just one world, but we live in different the sun's gone to hell. The moon's riding high. Let me bid you farewell. Every man has to die, but it's written in the stars. In every line in your palm, we're fools to make war on our brothers in arms.
Right, that was of course Dire Straits, Brothers in Arms, and right, let's phone our usual call to the illegal Zionist entity. I've got three, I can always see here because it comes up as three numbers. The 555 number gets dialed, but it usually goes busy. 555 number busy, is it?
תודה שהתקשרתם. מיד נתפנה ונשמח לענות לשיחתכם.
In fact, he's got that. I can't put that there. Well, I could have done it before, but fuck it. That's my 1888 number, the bastards are seeing there. Don't want to be seeing my 1888 when I'm telling them they're dirty Zionist fuck pigs. I have done it, but hey, c'est la vie. Better keeping as many lines of defence between these. Where's that IDF? That IDF guy never get back to me, didn't he know? Old Oliver. Who's got IDF number? Will we get Oliver back on? I think we should get Oliver back on. Oliver Square go with the cunt now. He was always destined to shaft me, that fucking Zionist bastard, wasn't he? He was... I could hear him typing the computer. He was typing on the computers. I'm sitting there going like, ah, this fucking Fandan's the way to go and check me right out now. Right, where's Oliver? Oliver's a fucking twisted wee shite. Oliver? Hutchie boy. I should actually speak to my mate. See the boy who introduced me to Islam, Tariq? He was a Hutchie boy. He went there. He went there when he was about 16. He was only there for about a year. His family moved from Leicester. Coventry. He moved from Coventry to up here when he was 16. And he was about, is he about 3 years older than me? Maybe about 5 years older than me, so maybe he was mid to late 40s. So about 30 years ago, he went to Hutchie, aye. And they were all racist to him because they were all Jewish. And he's there as a fucking solitary Muslim. He used to get into so much shit with him, but he fucking... Yeah, he went there because, fucking hell. Yeah, my mate was a Hutchie boy, just like Oliver. I'll tell you one time, I was living in Pollokshields. I came back from England, so it would be 95. So it would be the campaign 95 when the Mankey Mog get beat by Juventus. And I was staying in the Shields and I was on a bike and I was driving along that wee road where the Hutchie is, cycling along there up to Shawlands. That was quite close. It was on a wee 5-minute cycle when you go to the wee back roadway. Anyway, I'd actually went in. Was I working that? I can't remember. Whatever it was. I was coming back from somewhere in Shawlands. And here, it was the night after the Juventus game when they got horsed 4-0. And obviously being ecstatic. And the night... I had bought the paper that day and was coming back along. I'll enjoy my rolling square with fucking my iron brew, looking at fucking these bastards getting fucked. And here, as I'm going back along, I get my wee Celtic bonnet, right? I get my Celtic bonnet, because it was October, November, and you're on a bike, you need a hat when you're on a bike, there's no doubt about that, you know what I mean? And I'll get a Celtic fucking bonnet, a fucking big Celtic badge right in the middle of the fucking head, smack bang, boof, like a fucking stamp, like a fucking branded by a Nazi. I'm just watching a fucking Nazi thing here now, Al Jazeera World. Aye, so, and the look, it could have been, for the look I got after the cunts, it could have been a fucking Nazi badge that I had fucking put in my head, because their face just went fucking, and it was Goffey, McCoy, he seen it, fucking, I seen it in big fucking Hateley, they all looked there, and I didn't do anything in particular, it was just that I'd stopped my bit, I looked at it, and I went across, and I could see all these blue tracksuits at the bit, quite far away, but running on the track, you know where the track bit is, if you know where that road is, Hutchie, big, and before then, I mean, they've got a new track now, but then I think it was just all fucking grass, and it wasn't anything special, but they were all running around, or maybe outline of something, fucking, but they were doing their running, so they'd obviously get off the plane at fucking, and this was about 10 in the morning, 11 in the morning, 10, 11 in the morning, and they were running at fucking Hutchie, I kid you not, they get fucked 4-0 by Juventus. And I had to rub my eyes. I stopped and I went, hi. And as I stopped, I went, I know the Rangers staying here, but fucking, it can't be the main team. They were only playing a fucking, and it, you know that way, when you, I mean, I'd went for 8 hours sleep, so fucking, I'd watched the game and fucking 8 hours sleep, cycled along to Shaw, cycling back, and there's these fucking ugly Muppets, fucking Walter Smith's got them running round Hutchie Grammar. And I was agog by the time they fucking got round. I stood there just going like, hey, can it be? And as I've got closer, and my jaw's dropped as I've realised who it is, and then as my jaw's dropped, I've got a big smile going. And then they've all looked at the clock, they've seen my big fucking Celtic fucking hang on my head. And then it's just not, every man on to man, as they looked at me, my dial just going, oh, look at these clowns. And they just all about their heads down, oh fuck, head down, keep running, don't look at that kid smiling at us like a fucking dirty bastards. I was total shock. I mean, what time, 9:30 our time, right? So if they get stripped and fucking into the hangway, you're talking fucking 11:30, 12, fucking, no, that would be their time, so 10:30, so 12:30, we'll keep to the UT, so they couldn't have left at 12, so they couldn't get into at least fucking 3 or 4 o'clock that morning. I remember I came back from Milan myself that first time we get through, it was about 2:30, our time, the catch drive, 2:30 our time. Took for fucking ever and a day to go on the plane, forever a day waiting on the bus. Fucking hell. Aye, so they must have just gotten about 3-4 in the morning and just fucking everybody up the road and then fucking back out. Oh, what a punishment that must have been for them. Off the plane and straight there, fucking hell. Or up the road and then back down as punishment. And then worse was to come, they thought the punishment was getting out there, but then had to fucking see my ugly fizzog smiling at them with a Celtic bonnet. Ah, the joys. That was one of the only few joys, because those fuckers still were stealing the league at that time. Still fucking robbing us. Right. Did I change my number? No, that's what I was doing. I was talking flannel juice and gibberish. Well, I put this fucking fake number here.
תודה שהתקשרתם. מיד נתפנה ונשמח לענות לשיחתכם.
משטרת מרחב אילת, שלום. במקרה של אירוע חירום, אנא נצקו והתקשרו 100. לשירותכם מערכת לניתוב שיחות. לחקירות נא להקיש 1, לתביעות 2, לסיור 3, למשטרת התנועה 4. לשכת מפקד מרחב אילת, שלום. מענה טלפוני יינתן בימים א' עד ה' בין השעות 9 בבוקר ל4 אחר הצהריים. למעבר ללשכה בשעות הפעילות נא להקיש 1. תודה. תודה שהתקשרת.
תודה שהתקשרתם. מיד נתפנה ונשמח לענות לשיחתכם.
מוקד פניות לשכת ראש הממשלה, שלום.
Hello, is that the Zionist entity?
מוקד הפניות שלהם.
Yes, can you put Benny on?
Again.
I want to speak to Netanyahu, please.
In this hour, 3 a.m., you've reached the answering service. Do you want to leave a message?
Is it? Are
Don't
you?
send the call.
What? What are you saying? You're 3M, Miss 3 a.m. How's happening?
You've reached the answering, the backup center.
No, well, wake up, do your job, backup centre.
Do you want to leave a message? This is my job.
Yes.
What is your name, please?
What is your name, please?
What is your name, please, so I can leave a message?
My name is what is your name?
Okay, so you want to play, so I will hang up the phone?
You want to play? Why are you hanging up the phone? Yes, I do like a testy bitch. Especially a Jewess working for the fucking Zionist military.
תודה שהתקשרתם. מיד נתפנה ונשמח לענות לשיחתכם. ומתנצלים על ההמתנה ונערכים לשרת אתכם בהקדם. תודה שהתקשרתם.
Liam, catch you later, brother. Chaz Duffy. Chaz, what's happening, bro?
אנו מתנצלים על ההמתנה ונערכים לשרת אתכם בהקדם. תודה שהתקשרתם.
There we go. That's fucking bitch, yeah. You played stupid fucking games, you let me sit there. Oh.
תודה שהתקשרתם. מיד נתפנה ונשמח לענות לשיחתכם.
מוקד פניית לשכת ראש הממשלה, שלום.
Shalom, what's happening? Stay calm now, don't hang up.
Again.
Again, what's the matter? Why are you so testy?
You've reached the backup center. Do you want to leave a message?
Yes, I do, backup centre. What the fuck's your...
תודה שהתקשרתם. מיד נתפנה ונשמח לענות לשיחתכם.
מוקד פניית לשכת ראש הממשלה, שלום.
Backup centre, why do you keep hanging up?
You want to leave a message or not? Don't disturb in the middle of the night. Do you want to leave a message?
Yes, I want to leave a message.
This is what I can do. Okay, what is your name, please?
My name...
So I can leave the message.
My name is Benjamin. Why are you shouting at me?
Benjamin, and your last name, please?
Netanyahu. Why are you shouting?
What is your name, please?
Satan Yahoo.
What is your first name, please?
Benjamin.
Okay, so I will take your details. What is the phone number that we can reach you?
My phone number?
Ken, Benjamin Netanyahu, what is the phone number that we can reach you back?
Can you stop shouting? Can you go calm, please?
No.
I quite
What
like
is
you.
the phone number?
Stay calm.
What is the phone number that we can reach you back?
If you stay calm, I'll give you now. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep phoning you back, call centre.
What is the phone number that we can reach you back?
I'll give you.
Do you want to leave a message?
Yes, I'll give you the number. The number
Okay.
is
Yes, what is the number?
361
Number, please.
361-09898.
361
09898.
898. Okay. And what is the message that you want to leave?
What is your name now? Sorry, can you tell me your name?
Nofar. What is the message that you want to leave?
No fair. What's your name?
Nofar. What is the message that you want to leave, Benjamin Netanyahu?
No foul. When was there no foul? Is that your name? No foul? No foul?
Sir, do you want to leave a message?
I'm not
My name is not relevant right now. Do you want to leave a message?
Your name is highly
If
relevant.
not, we will end this call
listen,
now.
No, but then I'll phone you
Do
back.
you want to leave a message, sir?
Listen, going to stop shouting and going to take it easy because...
No,
yes,
sir.
No, don't call me sir. I'm not a sir. I'm a peasant of the land. Nefal. Right, just stay calm.
Sir, do you want to leave a message?
I'm
So
a
what
peasant.
is your message? If not, don't disturb us.
Well, I have to tell you the message first, and then if you take it nice and calm, I'll tell you the message, and then once I've told you my message for
Benjamin
tonight...
Netanyahu, what is your message, please?
But listen, stay calm. Once I've told you my message, and then that's me said my piece, then I won't bother you. So at least allow me my democratic right as a Jewish, Irish Catholic
what is
Muslim.
the message that you want to leave? You've reached the
say-
backup. We leave a message. Your message. What is it?
I thought you were saying you was Nefil. You said your name's there, Rebecca. Your name's Rebecca now.
So it's not relevant. What is the message that you
No,
want?
it is. I want to know if you're a proper Zionist. I mean, are you lying to me with your name? You tell
I'm
me the
the
truth.
backup center to leave a message. Do you want to leave a message
Yes,
right
but
now?
I have to
Because
establish-
if not, we will end this call.
No, I just phoned back, so there's no problem. But listen, I want to know, is the backup centre, are you a proper Zionist?
Sir, it's not relevant. Do you
It
want to
is
leave a
relevant.
message? No, it's not relevant right now. Do you want to
It's-
leave a message or we will not keep this call?
I'll keep phoning. Look, it's 4:30 in the morning.
Okay, keep calling. I will
But-
keep hanging out if you do so.
That's no problem. But listen,
Do you want to leave a message, please?
I do want to leave a message. But
Okay, what is the message?
But listen, you're not... You seem a nice person at some times, but other times you're very frustrated. Have you not got a boyfriend? Are you not having a good sex
Right now, you've
life?
reached the backup center. Again, I will tell you again. Right now, I can leave
Yes.
a message. Do you want to
Yes.
leave a message? And
Yeah,
what is
okay.
it?
The message is,
Mm-hmm.
I am a sex therapist. And if anybody in Israel is suffering from sexual frustration, because I'm looking to get to the bottom of why you're massacring and doing bad stuff. So maybe with your pent-up aggression there, Nifal, maybe you're suffering from sexual frustration or tension. So maybe you need a good seeing to calm
Maybe
yourself
it's
down.
you, okay? And I
Maybe-
will hang it up
maybe-
this call
maybe-
because
why?
it's not relevant.
But it
sir,
is relevant.
and
It's highly relevant. Disturbing the people. Well, stop
Thank
dropping
you.
bombs.
Goodbye.
Stop dropping bombs. You sexual fucking deviant, frustrated fucking bitch. Chucky Allah. I think I've done enough there tonight, right? We'll put a tune on for her. It's called Death Before Revenge.
Call me what you will, and tell me what they say. For tomorrow brings a new wind, and the rain has gone away. For within these walls I see the sun as it shines over the hill, down into the valleys and amongst the daffodils. But when this war is over and I see your face again, then I'll tell you of the warriors who put death here for revenge. Now here we starve in prison to support our fellow men who've only a woolen blanket and the crucifix in their hands. Yet our screws harass and give them hell, but their spirits they cannot break. Hold your chins up, lads, keep marching on. We don't think she'll leave it too late. But when this war is over and I see your face again, then I'll tell you of the warriors who put death before revenge. Faith was not a crime, and faith is what those men had when they chose to join our fight. Their actions were political, and those British see were right. But when this war is over and I see your face again, then I'll tell you of the warriors who put death before revenge. The days rolled by and two more died, O'Hara and McCreesh. Yet Thatcher chose to fight her lip, the toil was not to cease. Still the barricades went up by day and the bullets hung by night. How much longer will they keep this path? There's still no end in sight. But when this war is over and I see your face again, then I'll tell you of the warriors who put death before revenge. Tis a dreadful thing that those men joined our ranks of martyr braves. That's 10 too many coffin nails kicked coldly to their graves. But if they only realized, and Thatcher mark us well, they are 10 more determined reasons for to break out of this hell. But when this war is over and I see your face again, then I'll tell you of the warriors who put death
Ever play this with a brother in a hoverboard
To be
with a
so
plastic?
dedicated to 10 great men, give their lives in hunger strike 1981.
Still take Yonkers boys.
For Ireland's bravest man, we must be united and manly of the tan. England, you're a monster, don't think that you have won. We'll never be defeated while Ireland has such songs. And those 338 blockaders send brave your Irishmen play. On your head for justice, while the young lives have the way. For the rights as Irish soldiers and to free their native land. They stood beside their leader, oh, the gallant Bobby Sands. Now they mourn choosing Malachi, Braver Trish in Arna's hills. In the narrow streets of Freeberry, they miss O'Hara's hill. They so proudly gave their young lives to break Britannia's hold. The names will be remembered as history unfolds. So read the roll of honor for Ireland's bravest men. We must be united and manly of the ten. England, you're a monster, don't think that you have won. We will never be defeated while Ireland has such songs. Through the war-torn streets of Ulster, the black flags that sadly wave to salute 10 Irish martyrs, the bravest of the brave. John McConnell had to listen to the rich in darkness. They gave their lives for freedom. With Thomas McElwee, Michael Devine from Freeberry, you are the last to time. With your 9 brave companions, with the martyr dead you lie. Your souls cry out, remember our deaths were not in vain. So fight on and make our hunger a nation once again. So read the roll of honor for Ireland's bravest men. We must be united in memory of the 10. England, you're a monster, don't think that you have won. We will never be defeated while Ireland has some songs of hate.
Right. There's Press TV I've got on there in the background on the other wee netbook, so just keep myself up to date. Death toll over nearly 1900. confirms his Irish identity, confirms it fired on a school. Just fucking. When's it going to end? These bastards. Sorry, I'm just. When's it going to end? When is it going to end? Right, before I make one call, just lining up a call there. I'm going to phone that bitch back again.
תודה שהתקשרתם. מיד נתפנה ונשמח לענות לשיחתכם.
כעת פניית לשכת ראש הממשלה, שלום.
Shalom, shalom. You ready for my message then, hen?
Hello?
Hello, yeah. You ready for my message?
Yes. Do you want to leave a message?
Are you going to stop shouting?
Do you want to leave a message?
Yes.
What is your name, please?
Were you the person who I spoke to a few minutes ago, yeah?
No. What is your name, please?
I want to speak to that person. She was shouting at me.
No, you cannot. I can leave a message. Do you want to leave a message with your name and your details?
Yes. If you start shouting at me again, yes.
What is your name, please?
It's Benjamin Yasser Arafat.
Benjamin Yasser Arafat, okay. And what is the phone number?
36109898.
Okay, and what is the message, please?
Who's going to get this message, please?
It's not relevant. What is the message, please?
No, well, I'm giving you a message. It is relevant for me to know who's going to get this message.
This message is going to who you called, the government. What message would you want to leave?
What government?
Of Israel.
The illegal Zionist entity. That is no legitimacy. Why would I want to...
Okay, this is your opinion, sir. If you want to leave a message to the phone number that you called, I can leave a message.
But you have to understand,
we will end this call, sir.
But I'm in the process of giving you a message. Yes,
your opinion right now, it's not irrelevant if you want to put it in message.
I'm putting the message. My opinion, stay calm now.
Yes.
Calm.
What is your message, please?
But the reason you said it wasn't relevant of knowing who it was going to, now that I know who it was going to, it's not a legitimate government in Israel because the land was stolen, so it's not a legitimate government.
So this is your message, sir?
So you need to tell me who is going to get the message. If it's the government...
The government of Israel, sir.
But then you have to give me a better answer than that.
The legit government of Israel.
You don't want any question.
So if you want to do it again, I will hang up the phone again. Thank you very much.
But listen,
Goodbye.
but hold on, sweetie pie. She started all calm there. Green Man 1888. How you doing, brother? He's retweeted. Oh, that's a retweet. Woof. She is getting fucking hot. The wee Zionist, she's trying to stay calm there, do you know? Right. She's tried hard to stay calm. Maneuver.
Hello, this is Brap. Sorry, can't get to the phone in a minute.
What about you, Brock? Hey, I'm not going fucking anyway. You better pick this phone up. Are you listening in over there? Where are you? You're back on here. Come on, what about you? No farting about now, come on. If you don't pick up, I'm going to get an answer machine go out. Everybody's got to get your number. We're going to pass it on to the follow. The follow boys will be phoning you tomorrow. So come on, fucking pick up.
Hello, this is Brock.
Fucking sorry, you'll be fucking sorry if you don't fucking pick it up. Come on. What about you, for fuck's sake?
ונערכים לשרת אתכם בהקדם. תודה שהתקשרתם. אנו מתנצלים על ההמתנה ונערכים לשרת אתכם בהקדם.
מוקד פניות לשכת ראש הממשלה, שלום, מדברת עדי.
Hey, how you doing?
Yes, you got to the call service. What message would you like to leave?
Do you want my name? Yeah.
Yes, what is your full name, please?
Manovel.
What is your last name?
Behema.
You are a private person?
Manuval.
What is your address?
My address is...
What is your phone number, please?
Gaza, Beit Hanun. You can't kill us all.
What is your telephone, please?
Gaza. 1888 to Gaza.
What message would you like to leave?
What's your name?
What message would you like to leave, sir?
Who are you going to give it to? Don't hang up. You need to tell me who you're going to send this message to.
For the Prime Minister office. What message will I send?
I don't want a message. I want to speak to the Prime Minister office.
We are a service call. We are leave messages for the office of the Prime Minister. What message would you like to leave?
Stay calm now. Are you a Manuval?
What message would you like to leave, sir?
I want to speak to the girl who was on the Manuval before. The scoundrel woman. Where is she? Tell the Manuval I miss her.
What is your message, sir?
What is your message? Don't call me sir, miss. What is your message?
If you don't leave a message, we need to end this call.
No, we don't have to end this call.
So please leave a message.
Why? Why do you want me to please leave a message? No, you say
because
please.
I'm a call service. I take messages for the for the Prime
who?
Minister office.
No, you don't. You're telling me lies.
Yes, this is my job.
You're behaving
You want
like
to
a
leave a
Zionist.
message? We are a service call.
No, you're behaving
What
like a
is your
Zionist. Don't behave like a Zionist to me now.
Sorry, sir. We are leaving a messages.
Yes.
If you don't want to leave a message,
I do want to leave a
so
message.
I need to end this call. What is your message, please?
Okay, are you writing this down?
Yes. What is your message?
Are you sure you're writing it down?
Please say your message.
Okay, my message is... Are you ready? Here we go.
Yes.
Okay, calm down now. Stay calm. Is the menu valve still there? Is it the right? The question has to be: are you a schmuck or a nudnik? To be or not to be? The Israeli nation. What's your problem? Are you writing this down? I'm about to start now. I'm just getting serious here. Are you there, Schmuckley? Hello? Are you ready to start writing down? Menu Val.
Okay, sir. I leave this message. Thank
No,
you.
I've not left a
nice
message.
day.
I've not started. I'm ready. I'm just ready to leave it. Are you ready?
I leave this message. Thank you,
No,
and
the
have a nice
message is not
day.
started. The message is not started, you dumb schmuck. Don't go.
I
Stay
leave this
here.
message. Have
No,
a
there's
nice
no
day.
message. The message is not even started. We've not even begun. Right. Now, how many rockets does it take for you to send over to us to think that you're going to win? Everything that your country has will be taken away in the blink of an eye by the one true God. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. And the day will come when the evildoers of the world will be burning in hell. And it'll be a good day to see that happening. Don't you think, Ken? Ken Hen? Menu Val? Where's the irritated Zionist bitch one? Put her back on, will you? And I'll get a message especially for her. Schmuckley. Menu Val. How many babies do you want to keep killing? Send us all to paradise, 'cause yous are all going to hell for your murder, genocide, Holocaust. You are the new Nazis. Keep doing all the killing, 'cause the world can see Israel are Nazis. Adolf Hitler is Benjamin Netanyahu. The Nazis are Israel. Zionists are the Nazis. Are you still taking this message, Zionist state? Nazi, illegitimate fuckpigs. Menu Val? Are you still writing, Menu Val? Behema?
I
Are you
leave
still
this
writing?
message. Have a nice day.
No, listen,
Thank you.
sweetie. I'm still not finished, sweetie. I was just making sure you were there. Put the other
Thank-
dumb schmuck on.
thank
No,
you. I
listen.
leave
No,
this
listen.
message.
No, I'm not. You're not
Sir,
leaving the
have a
message.
nice
No,
day.
listen. No, I'm not having a nice day, you dumb schmuck. Just stay
Have
there.
a nice day.
No. Fuck. Just keep phoning back in, you fuckers. Maybe something even better. You're a fucking show. Watch this one, right? Where do we get it? I'll take that fucking number. Right? Now we've got a fucking here. How do I take this number? Wait a minute. Right, so we take that fucking number. Right, what I need to do, I just need to read that out to myself. Where is it? Where's my phone? Right, this is going to be even better. Because you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put about fucking 20 calls on the line here. 20 fucking calls on the line. All to each other. Right, so I just need to take the number 972, code for the legal's Irish entity, 36109898. Right. Dirty Zionist fuckpigs. It's good to hear that Dafty getting upset and then having to get a fucking daft pal in with limited fucking shite to say. Leave a message, leave a message. Leave a message, leave a message. Right, so that's right, 361. Why did I get that? 361. Oh, there we go. So what we'll do, I'll copy this one. I'm going to ask me to put it in again. I'll add it. And I'll just keep adding it. Right, here we go. Boom. Right.
תודה שהתקשרתם. מיד נתפנה ונשמח לענות לשיחתכם.
I think I may need to change it. So if I keep that one there, if I put another number in, and I'll call this, but then right, I need to save. Hold on, where was that last one? Right, I save this one as add to contact, and I save it as the number. Right, so save it as a number. Then I'll go in and I'll put another one. Right, and I'll put the number in, add to contacts. Right, let me see. Right, so we put that one in. Edit number, right, we've got that one. Right, so how do we do this one? Right, we want to add it, so copy, paste. Right, so add to contacts. That's not let me do it, I need a different number.
תודה שהתקשרתם. מיד נתפנה ונשמח לענות לשיחתכם.
מוקד פנייה לשכת ראש הממשלה, שלום.
Why do you always say shalom? You don't mean shalom. You're evil.
Good evening. How may I help you?
I don't know. How may you help me?
Hello?
Yes, how may you help me?
Hello?
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 Stop saying hello, you dafty.
Hello?
No, it's no hello. It's goodbye to the Zionist entity. Goodbye to the Zionist entity. Goodbye. Goodbye and goodbye, you fucking daft Zionist bastards. Stop killing the Zionist wains and I'll stop phoning your fucking poxy lines. Look at the time. Look at the time, I haven't even checked. It's time for a good night's tune. Time for a good night tune. Increase the peace, fight the power. I hope you enjoyed tonight's show. Thoroughly enjoyable with a boy called Randy Short. And tell 10 to tell 10, retweet to retweet. Call him again, he will answer. Just home from a long shift. Call him again. Oh, it's too late, Chaz. It's too late. Look, I'm playing the tune. Tell me answer him alright. Tell me get his finger out and get him on him alright. Hail, hail.
At again, they're on the cool. Papers, face hair, Shantir, a shinshir pasta, the odd bar, Pantera, up and town, and us, I am Sabar Noel, they come their hell, and was no still, they gone their stray. Nilabot now be left, Charlotte Canning around of him. Thanks very much, good night, God bless you all.